There we go. 7th of July. Just been out for a walk with Tuco. It is Tuesday. Flo has gone to her class. And me and Tuco, we walked all the way down to the usual spot where we go to the river, and then came back, and I kind of left the river bed, went into the forest the wrong way, and kind of got stuck in the undergrowth. It's not the first time that's happened. But I was just thinking would be a great place to put a trail cam, because there's lots of tracks in a certain part, but they're definitely not humans, and it's the ground is really worn down. So it must be a lot of animals going through that way, and it goes right onto the riverbed. What were those, Tuco? What were those things that lifted off from the field? Huh? They look quite big, didn't they? I think they were geese or something. Tuco was mesmerised by a bunch of little ducks that he saw in the water. I don't know where they came from. Never seen ducks there before. Anyway, we're at the corner of the field, directly in front of the house with Hosanna. Walking back this way. The sun is it's still quite high enough. It's I'd say got a good hour left, and it's 8 o'clock something. Tuesday, July 7, 2020. And how are things at the moment with you there? There in the future, where are you? Are you lying in bed, or maybe you're walking, listening to this over the headphones? Who knows? Maybe you're listening to it in a tent. Who knows? Things have been okay with me and Flo. There's a certain atmosphere that really can never go, I think, at this point. I'm trying to be very careful. I have a tendency to shoot my mouth off, and I know I shouldn't, because I come across as angry and everything when I'm passionate. And it's kind of sad in a way to say, but I'm in a situation where I can't really afford to torment the other half. So it doesn't matter if I want to express a view or something. I'm not allowed anymore. Basically, I have to keep it quiet. Let's see what happens. It's tricky because you have to continually be, censoring yourself. Anyway, to be honest, discussions and things, they're no good unless it's on a certain kind of frequency, certain level, where you're both agreeing with each other. Otherwise, it's pointless. All conversations, unless you're on the same page, are kind of pointless. Any difference of opinion with anybody else, it's best, I guess, never to ever have a difference of opinion. Just keep it to yourself. So we're heading back. I got some rice and some fish. It's this kind of fungus fish covered in batter that you put in the oven, and it's supposed to be like English fish and chips. My ass. So I'm coming back to that. Tuco's had his big evening walk. I might feed Bob. Bob had a big stomach the last 2 days because I think we gave him too much croquettes. So we're trying to let him slim down a bit, burn off the belly, and then give him more. My foot is still a bit sore, and it's funny to come here. There's no cars, there's no red car, there's no white car. If I had the camera, that would be an interesting picture. The white car's in the garage, it's having its MOT, and Flo obviously had to take the red car. But it's unusual to walk through here and not see either. Hello, Tuco. We're coming to the gate. That's the sound of the gate. There you go, Tuco. That wasn't a very nice walk, to be honest. I could have done without all that fucking crawling around. It felt like crawling around in the jungle, getting scratched and hulked by bits of wood. I'll let you go. Let's go inside. Oh. Let's go inside. I have to keep an eye out for a little one. She's probably in your keep going. Oh. She's curled up on the arm of the sofa like a bird. Hello, little Bob. You're gonna fall off, Bob. You're gonna fall off. Good Bob. So that's it. Let me take off my. But there's not really. I was listening to some of these, the ones I uploaded. Some of them are kind of dull. Occasionally it gets onto something interesting, and I thought the interesting thing is when I say, how does one keep their tranquility intact? How do we keep motivated, keep a belief in inspiration, things like that? Those parts are interesting to listen to when it's like a conversation that kind of may have a purpose in future times, you know. Anyway, I'm going to eat, I think, now, and turn some lights on. Let me just tell you what time it is before I clock off. It is, incredibly, it's 9:15. Really, I thought it was 8 o'clock. But it's 15 minutes before 9, so again, I've been saying it a lot, we're having beautifully long days at the moment. It's going to be bright till 10. Wonderful. I wish there was something we could do with the long evenings. I wish there was something I could do. You know, I go for the same walk, it's okay. I mean, it's still good to walk, but I know it all. But there's always that sense that, wouldn't it be great if you were on holidays, that little spark inside of me about what a holiday it was like 10 or 15 years ago, you know. Oh, maybe a lot of this revolves around the alcohol, and since I stopped drinking, perhaps I just don't think it's possible to get that buzz or that click that you had, that I remember occasionally watching the sun go down. Anyway, I guess that's all for now, and I hope you're doing well, and everybody is doing well. Over and out. There we go. Came on. Where's the dog? There you are, Tuco. You crossed the road without me giving the signal. 9th of July. And it's 5 minutes to 10 o'clock in the evening. And it's beautiful out. The evenings are so nice. The smells are beautiful because the temperature of the day is like about 37 degrees. Somehow the earth takes all that energy, and then when the sun goes down, you're left with this wonderful aroma of all the barley, the wheat. I don't know what the crop's called here, but you can really smell it. It's a wonderful smell of grass. It's Thursday, and Tuco gets out in the morning with Flo for their normal walk, but then he doesn't really get out much. Well, he doesn't get out at all during the day because it's like too hot. Even if you tried to bring him, he wouldn't go. so I'm bringing him now. This is the perfect light. I'd say we're about 10 or 15 minutes from darkness. Beautiful. Beautiful evening. Flo is still in the Connemara because Charlotte and David arrived at 9. My God, I didn't say a word. I didn't say a word. Not after last Friday, I believe it was. Last Friday we had that fucking argument. We were dead all evening and I was just asking, how is it that we never ever could agree to just leave the Connemara at 8:30 and go somewhere? Like, in my mind there's a sense of escape from doing something like that, but I really touched on something desperately sensitive in Flo when I brought that up. Because in my mind we were just discussing it and I was really saying there isn't really any reason. But later on that evening and the next, well, it was actually later on that evening, she said she hoped we both didn't end up hating each other. And it was only then I realized how desperately upset she was about that conversation, which to me was really nothing. And she said, I'm always putting her down. Always putting her down. If only she could have recorded me. And then she could have showed me how it was. And, well, hell, who knows? Maybe she's right. You know, we're not aware of ourselves half the time. So since then, besides the other stuff as well, I've been just, I don't know, keeping my head down, is that the phrase? And on an evening like this when someone arrives at 9, I'm certainly not going to say anything. It's not worth the hassle. It's a beautiful, beautiful evening. I don't know how far we're going to walk because it really is going to be dark in 5 minutes. Where are you, Tuco? Can't see you anymore. Tuco disappears into he just blends. He's color coordinated with the ground. So anyway, I left. Flo said, yeah, she can do the dessert. Normally they don't take any. And that's it. She's in good form because of the exhibition in Labrian. Her picture in the magazines, her picture in the local newspapers, little story about the Connemara opening up again, various bits and pieces. She looks great in the pictures, which I told her. That's not something she'll remember next time we have an argument. There you are, Tuco. What are we going to do? Shall we? What do you think? Do you want to go on a bit further? A little bit, I suppose. A strange, obviously a very strange year. Lots of reasons. I was full of ideas at the first couple of months of this year. And I always had kind of things to do to keep me occupied. From January, February I was doing my own videos of sketches and I was kind of doing a little bit of acting. And I also had my Sphere 360-degree camera, and after that the Onision cheap camera. So I was kind of doing stuff with those things, and then I had my adventures with the lapel mics, which went on for a while. So those first 3 months were really occupied with different things, and then the lockdown came, and I got busy with that game, Transport Fever, which kept me occupied for months, and I played the whole Red Dead Redemption 2 game again. But since, I guess since the end of the lockdown, since the beginning of June, I've lost interest in everything. No more games, no more cameras, no more lapel mics. No ideas for videos, no interest in... I've been uploading XCOM, which I've done all those now, and I'm still uploading the audio files from the lockdown. Because I think that's an important thing. It'll be an important kind of document to myself in the future. Hours and hours of audio like this. But at the moment I'm just drifting. I'm not into anything. The only thing keeping me going at the moment is the Red Letter Media guys. Jay, Rich Evans and Mike. I just love their sense of humour. I love the little scenes they do. I love the stupidity of the scenes they do. I just find it all endlessly entertaining. I never get sick of them, and I can listen to them talk about movies I don't know anything about and still be entertained. But other than that, I really am struggling to find them. I'm hoping something will come around. You know, in the afternoon I just literally lie around. I get some entertainment on my phone and really basic stuff. I play some chess. I just look through the news. I'm going to try and find a video. I go to bed, and that's good. I think it's good to get plenty of rest. But this evening, for instance, you know, I may have to do a little bit of XCOM, I don't know, but that's going to wear off soon enough as well, I think. 1 or 2 more bad missions and I think I'll be done with that. And besides, I've kind of... Well, no, I mean, XCOM is... That kind of seems to be endlessly interesting to me as well. But... There's a bigger point, I suppose, is life itself, my routine. It ain't good, and it certainly ain't bad. Here I am in the south of France, in beautiful countryside, beautiful weather. And I'm pretty healthy. Having teeth problems as usual. I have another tooth gonna have to have it crowned. Otherwise, health-wise, well, in the mornings I don't feel great. I do feel my legs and stuff on occasions. Mentally, I am more down than up, I guess it has to be said. I find going for a walk to the Connemara now, and I'm finding myself really... That's something I must do tonight, is... I gotta get back to using music. Because music really helps. It uplifts me. It gives me some power. And I really need it. Because walking in and out, talking is okay, but there are times when you need to stop talking and just put the music on and gain some health from the music, from drifting and dreaming and from fantasizing and going into another place and trying to prop up your ego a little bit. Well, I've still got a little bit of light. I'm arriving at the part of the walk that we head in to the river. and I may just have a look in here, but I'm not sure. I guess I could go to the river and go around, but it is, yeah, getting quite dark. Tuco thinks we're going that way anyway. Tuco! Allez! Let's not go that way, Tuco. I've changed my mind. Let's go back. Goodbye. Allez! I know that's the way I always go. Why would I just go to the entrance of the riverbed and stop? But let's go, Tuco. Let's go back. Let's go, Tuco. Allez. You okay? That's a decent enough walk, isn't it? We walked all the way down to here. I don't know if there's any moon out tonight. It's going to be very dark. And I got no torch or anything. Yeah, July the 9th. It's all flying by. It's the good thing about this kind of audio vlogs, and listen to them back, it can give you some kind of a different perspective on your life in general. And listening to the ups and downs, and it can hopefully be kind of enlightening in some way. It feels the right thing to do. I always have no resistance towards doing these vlogs for myself. It is of no interest to anybody else, unless no, it's of no interest. There's really no unless. Tuco, where did you go now? Allez. Goodbye. Goodbye. There he goes. So hard to see. Lovely night noises. I mean, in other ways, you kind of look at yourself toward other people that their lives are in a terrible state. People who are still in the grips of alcoholism, for instance. People who are in families that are just bad, abusive, drunken fathers or brothers. I'm not on anything, no drugs. So I think I'm doing well in lots of simple ways. I sleep pretty well most of the time now too. That's really, can't emphasize how important it is to be able to get proper sleep. It doesn't matter if you go to bed late, but it's so important. And lately I've been sleeping quite well. And sleeping an hour or two in the afternoon doesn't affect anything. I normally go to bed at around 2 o'clock. And I look forward to it. I don't listen to anything anymore in bed. I just like drifting off. Tuco. Tuco. That's annoying. I don't know if he's behind me or in front of me. Ah, he's in front of me. That's a reflection on one of the little puddles. And I was able to see Tuco's reflection moving in the puddle. Don't really know. There is a sense of these cycles, I guess, if you like. The cycle of me and Flo, you know, what I call the usual suspects coming up again and again. I'm well aware they're gonna come back. There was a time we used to have some discussions, and I I was hopeful for a while, back a few years back maybe, that we could sort them out. Or we could just draw a line under some of these usual suspects and not automatically bring them up each time we get into that bad psychological space. But they always come up. It's funny how that happens. It's like Eckhart Tolle says, it's the pain body. It's kind of, I don't like the word, but it brings up all the same stuff when you're in that psychological space. You reach for the same stuff. And although things are okay at the moment, things have... Is that you, Tuco? What are you doing over there? Tuco? It's either Tuco or something fucking big walking in the field. I hope that's you, Tuco. I hope it's not like a big pig. Yeah, some stuff that has happened recently, and so, I guess I've gone to places in terms of being depressed. Tuco. Ale. I don't know who they are. It's two dogs behind me. Ale. Good boy, good boy. Got no lead for you. Let's keep going, Tuco, and hope that Tuco, for God's sake, don't stop. Good boy. This is where you could do with a stick or a rock or something. Yeah, I heard something in the bushes. Then I looked and this big black dog came across the field. And maybe another one behind him. But I didn't stop to hang around to check. The thing is, when you have dogs like that, you don't want to run off either, because you don't want them to come after you. Anyway, there may be just dogs from Pancreas, the village up on top of the hill. I remember I caught two dogs on my trail cam one time, and it was like 3 o'clock in the morning these two guys showed up, so I think they may be local dogs, and that's kind of where they head off to. Goodbye, Tuco. I may have surprised them as much as they surprised me. What was I talking about? Yeah, it's like a my long-term view of things, because when things are going like now, it's kind of neutral. It's neutral and you go by day to day. And you're in the moment and you're in the day, and that's fine. Everyone's agreed that that's the way to be. But then when things go bad, as they have done over the last couple of weeks, you start to wonder, am I seeing the true picture and what needs to be overcome when I'm in the bad place? Or should I just forget about it when I'm in the good place? Because it really is easy to forget about the bad stuff. You know. There's this crazy tendency to just go on. And what's wrong, Tuco? I can't see anything. Stop. What are you barking at? What are you barking at? Damn. don't have any torch or anything. That's the problem with going in a... It's okay to go. What's wrong? No idea what he's barking at. It's okay, Tuco. It's okay. 9th of July. It's okay, Tuco. So you get back into the groove of the groove when things are going okay, and Flo's all right because she's doing her exhibition and whatnot. But somehow I promised myself I wouldn't forget just how bad I felt on some of the past occasions, because there's a truth, I guess, that needs to be faced in some of these situations. There's what's the word I used one time? A predicament. I remember using that word once, and my dad said he was impressed, I think. Anyway, there's a predicament that I'm in terms of any future here and the way things are going. Tuco! Where the fuck is he now? Where are you, Tuco? Did you cross the road, or? Yeah, you did. You're not supposed to cross the road until I give the signal, Tuco. Not supposed to go. Still. On this occasion, it's okay. So that idea of facing, fuck me, facing this predicament, this conundrum. You know, rather than forget about it every time the storm passes. I know there are some people who would say, that's exactly what you should do, just forget about it. That's what marriage is like, my friend. These things happen all the time, it's the way it is. I have felt so bad at some of these past times, though. It can't be forgotten. There's a kind of resentment can set in, or, like Flo said, a hatred. Of course, I don't want these things, but sometimes there's a sense that I'm not really calling any of the shots. In fact, none of us are. Hello, Tuco. It's like we're puppets. Some cosmic stuff has to play itself out no matter what. Doesn't matter how well things are going, but anyway, I can't say, good conscience. I can't, in any sense, get back to any normal thing and think that everything's going to be fine from now on. It's not. This is just, it's a bit like Schopenhauer would say. I'm standing on the cool rock and I'm surrounded by the 6 other stones that burn the feet off me. And that's the way it is. Anyway, I'm back. And that was a 26-minute walk or something, I would say. Good night to you now. I'm back with little Bob and Tuco.